Hello. Today is Sunday, March 20th, 2021. This video is going to give you a little bit of an information about the lockdown here in Shenzhen, because I know there's a lot of disinformation out there. And I'm going to give you one pro tip if you're in a lockdown. Might work for you, might help you. It'll probably help quite a few people. I've heard these so-called China experts that aren't even in China talking about that the Chinese people are fed up with the lockdowns. That's not quite true. This is day 5 for me. I've heard different parts of the city, maybe 7 days now. The pandemic's been going on for like 2 years plus. And from that 2 years, I've been locked down 5 days. Entirely. There was no lockdown initially, although we didn't go out maybe for about a month. It was a kind of a voluntary lockdown. Everybody was kind of scared. We didn't know what it was in Wuhan. The middle of last month, we had no cases here in Shenzhen. A couple cases started to pop up and got a little worse. And when I say got worse, we're talking 40 cases a day or 60. When it got to triple digits, 100, some heads rolled. They fired some government officials. And you kind of wonder, why did they go to such strict measures? Well, the number gets to 100 and heads roll. What do you think the replacement government's going to do? You think they're going to do the same thing that the other government was doing? People that got fired? No, they're going to want to crush it. So they went to more strict measures. And it works. Here, I'll explain a little bit how this works. Tracking and tracing. Tracking and tracing only works under certain conditions, like here in Shenzhen. And probably all over China, but they have almost all communities in the city are guarded communities. They all have an entrance with a security guard. Some of them are city blocks. In my case, it's a group of high rises. So yeah, all the areas are like cordoned off and very easy to quarantine or have people stay within a community, and that's what it is right now. There are a few areas or buildings that are red areas where there's been infection. Some of those 100 people or some of their close contacts. Those areas, perhaps people can't leave their building or their room, their apartment, their home. With very few exceptions, like to go get some food or something. And the groceries are all full, by the way. But we're talking about very, very limited areas that are in that condition. That's the high risk areas. Suppose I'm in like a medium risk area. And I can go out in my community. And there's a few places to walk. Outside, there might tend to be quite a few people there because everybody in the community is stuck here. We're not going anywhere. We're not leaving the community, at least for the last 5 days. Leading up to this lockdown, we did get tested. I think I was doing, for a week before that, every other day being tested. So you can test and they can find cases. They know where you are. They know, where you've been, basically by your WeChat. But if everybody's allowed to move around, get on subways and go to malls, between the time that you get the test and the test returns, you could infect other people, quite a few. Especially this Omicron, which people in the West basically treat it like it can't be dealt with. It's more contagious, just let it run. When we do a test, it's not a nasal test. We do the throat test, which I'm very thankful for. I certainly wouldn't want to do the nose test every other day. These last 2 days, yesterday and today, I had a test both days, but for the other 4 days, it was every other day. They're really trying to crush it quickly. We'll be out, I'm sure, very, very shortly. And like I said, some places treat the Omicron variant as if, nothing can be done. It's just so contagious. And I believe in the US, there's still up over 1,000 deaths a day from this pandemic. When we get tested here in China, the test usually shows up on my QR code. I mean, this is severely organized. Comes onto my phone, like my QR code, normally within 5 hours. Sometimes maybe 6 or 7, but generally like 5 hours. I'll have a result, and it'll say 24 hours for the first 24 hours. If I don't get a test tomorrow, it'll change to 48. Good software. If everybody stays in their community and they test everybody, get results back in 5 hours, this can be crushed. I think today we're down to 66 cases in Shenzhen, and that's 19 million people in the city. 66 cases in a city of 19 million. Oh, I'm getting into a dark area here, sorry about that. With that, I'll get to my pro tip. Yesterday was 28 to 30 degrees Celsius outside. I keep getting a little bit too dark. Yesterday was 28 to 30 degrees Celsius outside, and today it's raining. So if you're in a complex, like one of these high-rise complexes like me, a suggestion, a pro tip might be to go to your car park. You don't even need to wear a mask. There's nobody down there, or very few people. You might see the odd person. It keeps getting too dark here for me. Yeah, you might see the odd person, but you go to your car park, it's cooler. I don't think it ever gets to 30 degrees Celsius down here. And obviously, if it's raining, this is about the only way you're going to be able to walk outside. So there's your pro tip. If you have that opportunity, go to your parking garage. For your daily walk, I like to do, at least 6,000 or maybe 10,000 steps a day. It takes about an hour and a half to do that. And I think I saw one couple since I've been down here. So there's a good pro tip for you. So anyway, I want to just do a quick comparison on the situation in Hong Kong. If people want to say, oh yeah, just let it run wild. I think about a week or so ago, Hong Kong was up to 50. I think Hong Kong was up to like 50,000 or more cases per day. I think they got that down to 20,000, 22,000, something like that, cases yesterday. And I don't want to say how many deaths they have, but I know the morgues are overrun. But I don't live there. I live in Shenzhen. Unlike some other people that claim to be China experts and don't live in China. I think recently they showed people stampeding and climbing fences, and I think they said that was Shenzhen. But from what I heard, it's Canton Fair. It was a Canton Fair in Guangzhou that apparently they made it some kind of announcement. They're gonna block everybody in there. make them stay there. And if you hear something like that, you probably think, oh, I want to get home. I don't want to have to stay here for probably a couple of days till everybody goes through a couple of rounds of testing before they let people go home. So people tried to stampede and get out of there. It's understandable. It wasn't because they're sick of lockdowns. I mean, after they climbed the fence and got out of there, wherever they went, they probably got locked down anyway, at least a similar lockdown to what I have, locked down into my community. Which is not so bad, actually. I wish Cinemax would play better movies. I have a really crappy movie service. Seems to play a lot of reruns. But I expect, let's say at the worst case, a week more. But I think it's a good chance that tomorrow, there's already five districts of the city that came out of lockdown after I was in lockdown for 2 days. They were at least 2 days. They might have been in a couple days before that. I don't know, but be 5 days ago. They came out of lockdown. Their subways and buses are running in that area, but they can't come here. We can't go there, obviously. So anyway, you can understand pretty easily how this can crush it and pretty quickly. Get everybody to stay where they are, frequently test, and you're gonna nail it. Of course. Anyway, I won't keep it longer. I just wanted to try to give you some details so you can understand a little better and you don't have to take your information from people that are just guessing. I mean, if they're not just guessing, they're at least taking their information, what they find on the internet, and maybe not, well, definitely not being able to back it up. So anyway, thanks for watching, and see you next time. Hopefully on the outside.